Okay, well, here's a weird take, I guess. I feel like TikTok is like a modern initiation rite for people who hate smartphones. I think like you have to go through a TikTok obsession to fully understand just how badly some of these companies and these apps and these platforms are able to hook you into using their apps. And TikTok is a great example of that because it takes you for many reasons. For me, for one, the first thing for me was um, it has a non-stop sort of quality to it. Like YouTube is great because if you subscribe to premium, you can turn it off and listen to most of the videos and get most of the information that you want to get, kind of like a radio show. So I love it for that reason. But I didn't realize how much I loved it until I quit TikTok. Because I was on TikTok for about the last 2 weeks. And every day that I've been using TikTok like a normal app is a day when I clock at least 5 hours of online time. Now, before I started using TikTok regularly, I was clocking maybe somewhere around 4 hours max, like on a bad day. And that's because I'm on YouTube, which I turn off most of the time just so I can listen instead of watch. That's because I'm also on Reddit, which is a read-only app, and you get kind of tired holding the phone, reading, scrolling, and like looking through comments after a while. So it doesn't have that endless quality that TikTok has, where you can't really turn it off because, first of all, you can't turn it off if you want to listen to a long TikTok. So I took to putting it beside me, but I was always tethered to it so closely. And when you're tethered to it so closely, you tend to spend more time because you're not really thinking about what you're doing. You're just kind of mindlessly scrolling and looking for that next rewarding hit from a video that makes you feel good that you identify with. And I woke up today knowing all that. And I woke up today and I was like, God damn, something was really bothering me. Like, I feel like the mood was just like rock bottom. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because I've been thinking about it for a few days. And it's like, I've been looking at TikTok so much that it's at least 6 hours per day, almost every single day for the last 2 weeks. I had to start using my fucking glasses. I never use my glasses. I have an astigmatism on my left eye. And my left eye started hurting because I was looking at the screen so much. I'm not used to it. So, and then I started posting videos and I was like super excited when I got like a single comment or a single like. And I realized also that like when I didn't get any attention on the videos, I was like sad. like like who gives a fuck, right? It was just fucking with my head so hardcore that I just woke up this morning and I was like, I have this feeling and I can't place it. I don't know what's going on. But I did my usual TikTok browsing and I went to work. I did all the stuff that I usually do in the morning. That I work on the yard or I make my mom some food or, I feed the cats or all three. I always feed the cats and feed my mom. But sometimes I don't work on the yard. But in between all of that, I was taking little breaks here and there and I would be on TikTok. I would be on TikTok again. So then I went to work and it was just feeling just eating at me. It was just like, wouldn't leave me alone. I was just like, I can't stand this. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I need to place it. Like, I need to figure it out. And I started really thinking about it because I was like, well, do I want to smoke weed? And I was like, nah. And then I was like, do I want to get on TikTok? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And it's really strange because it's like, I don't usually not want to smoke weed. I smoke weed every day to kind of combat depression, mood problems, anxiety, all that kind of stuff that plagues me since I had a really rough childhood. So it was like, I didn't want to smoke weed, but I didn't really want to be on TikTok either, but TikTok was the less offensive thing. And I've been thinking about quitting lately anyway, so I was like, hey, maybe it's maybe it's not TikTok, maybe it's the weed. Anyway, long story short, I was on that app for like about an hour and I put down the phone. I changed my mom because she needs help with her diapers, whatever. I come back and I'm like, I think I'm going to delete TikTok and see how that makes me feel about smoking weed again. And so I did. I just deleted it. And then I just felt so much better, like almost instantly. It was just so weird. It was so strange. I was like, clearly something about TikTok is fucked up. So I looked up this video from this woman who was talking about how TikTok, she used to work for TikTok, and she made a whole bunch of money working for TikTok, and they treated her great, catered lunches, the whole nine. Back in the 2010s, the whole tech culture, everything was really fucking awesome for people who worked in tech. So she was, at the end or beginning of the pandemic, working for TikTok at the end of the 2010s, like 2019. They're just treating her like a boss, treating her so good. They had the most fun. But she started to notice that like TikTok took over every aspect of her life, and I'm going to link that video down below. But basically she just said she had to quit TikTok too, because as well, she had TikTok too, right? Like she had to quit TikTok as well because it was fucking with her head to the point where she thought only about TikTok, kind of like I was, because I was starting to make videos. And so I'd have several thoughts per day about, oh, that could be a video. Oh, that could be a video. Maybe I'll get more likes on that. And then she was saying that she went viral several times. So it's like once you get that viral attention, you start to really crave it. It's like a massive dopamine hit. Keeps you on the app, keeps you scrolling. And then she talks about how TikTok shop will just pop in ads and you have no choice. You can't subscribe your way out of it. So you're inundated with ads. It's shitty. It's just shitty. So I don't know. And it's like a massive compilation of tricks, which ties back to my first sentence, where I'm talking about how it's kind of like an initiation rite. Because it's like, now you know what a shitty app is like. Isn't that sad? But like all the same, it'll save you some headspace. So yeah, I don't know.